Welcome, everyone. It is so wonderful to see you all. And you'll notice that it is me and myself this morning. So Lee is hopefully on a plane if her plane took off, and Julie, her flight yesterday back from Vancouver got delayed. So she is also on a plane today if her plane took off. So I will be coaching and also holding the space for the conversation. And I'm super happy and excited to do that for us all. So let's begin by syncing up. So let's put our right foot over our left, right hand under your left armpit, left hand on top. Just relax your shoulders down, straighten your spine, and just slowly drift your head to the left and then your body to the right. And let's take 3 breaths in and out through the mouth. 1, 2, and 3. 3 breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. 1, 2, and 3. Slowly come back to center and unwind. Beautiful. And just before we begin, I would love to just hear, you can drop it in the chat, how you're feeling today and anything that's showing up in your body, or just type hi if you'd like to. I would just love to see everybody's energy contributed in a tangible way. A couple of us have already said hi by voice, and just collectively gather in that way. And then we'll do a little meditation, little visualization to bring ourselves into this collective container, and we'll do some.
I can say something.
Sure.
Sure. This day feels like, can I say, like a different day? I feel like it's really open today. Like I'm keeping in a sense that I can see things throughout the day. Like something is shifting. Like in a calm but good way.
Yeah.
And of course, maybe all you know, but I heard that it was like a full moon day from another human garage person. So I look forward to it, as where I am is going to be after the session. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for that before falling asleep. I hope to see it though.
Beautiful. Yeah. Thanks
Yeah.
for
So like
sharing.
a good mood. I was like a nice actually, but still like a shifting. So it's like a bit floating.
Yeah. Okay, great. Feeling present, light, feeling a little light and sound sensitive today. Feeling emotional today, crying a lot this morning, feeling super grounded and excited. Just finished a beautiful full moon release. Beautiful. So much energy, feeling like lots is moving quickly, and body energy is excited, but not sure what directions. Totally. Yeah. So there's a lot going on today, isn't there? It's like all different directions. Lots of emotion, lots of excitement. Things are bubbling up, however it's showing up in our bodies. I looked a little bit this morning to see what was written about this super blue moon in Aquarius, and I did listen to the pep talk this morning. I shared a couple of things on Instagram, and I just choose to speak into it as we start. So, full moon affirmation. This is from Healing Energy Tools on Instagram. As the full moon in Aquarius rises today, I align with its energy of transformation and clarity. I release what no longer resonates with my true self, making space for new beginnings and growth. I trust in my unique vision and accept the changes that will guide me towards my highest potential. Today, I open myself to fresh perspectives, empowering connections, and the freedom to express my authentic self. Yes, please. I choose this. So the takeaway that I received from the things that I read and listened to are, so we're at 90 or 27 degrees, which is a net 9. So it's an IAC day, and there is fire behind all of this. There is momentum. It's a day to get clear on what we choose. And there's a lot of transformation that's coming. Some of what I heard from Christopher Witecki, I'm not sure who else listened to that, was really interesting. They talked about how at, I believe it was 2:26 Eastern, that would be like the peak of the energy. And we are going to be on the call at that time. And there is something really interesting and really magical about these Monday calls. We were on a call at like the peak time of the eclipse earlier this year. Like something, my whole body is tingling as I'm saying this. There is something happening here. There's some sort of alchemy. And I'm so delighted to see all of you here because I feel that the people who are on the call live today are here because you were drawn to come together in an intentional way, collectively, with the rest of us. And I know there are going to be other people who watch the recording. They're threaded into this energy as well. And so I feel very honored to be a part of setting some roots down and grounding this container for us, with you, and for anybody else who is going to partake in this energy down the road, and all those who are going to receive from our coming together today. So let's begin with a little bit of that energy and intent. And if it feels comfortable for you, you can close your eyes. Just find a comfortable seated or standing position. And I'll invite you just to bring your hands into contact with your body. Whatever place feels right for you. For me, I'm just naturally starting to rub my palms onto my thighs, down to my knees. And as we do this, let's bring our attention to our torso and our spine. Notice if you are sitting upright. Notice if your spine feels straight and also spacious. Bring your attention now to your shoulders. Are your shoulders relaxed? Let's take an inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, let those shoulders just naturally sink down. Notice if there is an invitation for stillness as you do this. Another inhale through the nose. This time, drawing your energy up like a little thread all the way from your root up through the center of your body, up through the top of your head, to a point about 3 feet above your head. Imagine a little silver thread pulling the top of your head up. And an intentional exhale. Let your shoulders relax, your entire body relax, and bring your awareness down that thread all the way down through the center of your body. And just notice that that silver thread turns to gold after it passes your heart space. And now that gold thread extends down through the center line of your body, through your root, all the way down through the floor, the ground, the stones, the rocks, the gravel, the earth. Continuing all the way down, deeper into the earth. And as this golden thread continues moving down, just continue breathing in a relaxed way. Noticing this energy of your body, this center line. Just letting your palms rest now, wherever they are in contact with your body. Bringing your attention to that point of contact between your right hand and your left hand. and wherever they're touching your body. And imagine a tiny little ember, a little point of heat that we are going to breathe life into. Inhaling through the nose. And as you exhale, coming down that center line of your body and splitting that exhale down into your shoulders, down your arms, over your elbows, through your forearms, through your hands and your palms, and igniting that little ember. So now you have two little balls, two little flames burning softly and warmly between your palms and your body. Another inhale. And as you exhale, your attention goes down that golden line, all the way back down into the earth. And imagine that that line now splits into 100 little roots. And they wrap themselves around the boulders and the pebbles and the other roots that they come across deep down in the earth. Inhale again. And as you exhale, the roots grow even more. And the 100 roots split into 1,000 roots and continue to weave their way deeper into the earth, coming across little underground streams, finding little pieces of crystal and gold and treasures that were buried there by our ancestors long ago. And these roots continue to weave and wrap and find their way towards the center. One more inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, those 1,000 roots turn into 100,000 roots, splitting and expanding, stretching and growing all the way to the crystal core center of the earth, where they come back together and begin to wrap in a spiral around the center of the earth. And as they wrap, I'll invite you to take your palms on your thighs or the side of your body, wherever they are in contact, and start to gently make a figure 8 with your palm. Feel that little ember, that little fire that we started under each palm, and let it start to grow. Invite it to grow and expand. And let's breathe more life into that. Deep breath in through the mouth. And as you exhale, the fire in each palm grows brighter and stronger. Inhale through the mouth. And as you exhale, breathe down into those palms and make your figure 8s a little bigger and a little bigger. And notice how the heat traces along your body where that contact has been. On our next inhale, I'll invite you to draw both hands from wherever they are touching your body, draw them up, staying in contact all the way up to your heart space. Planting your right palm first over your heart and then your left. Pausing here. Noticing what you're noticing. Do you find yourself sitting in stillness? Is there any natural sway to your body as you relax your shoulders down and keep your spine straight and spacious, staying in line with that golden and silver thread? What do you notice here? I'll invite you to bring your awareness to the hundreds of thousands of roots that connect you to the earth, to the energy beneath you. And let's now invite a balancing above. On your next inhale through your nose, draw that energy into your heart space, and then tilt your head up if that feels comfortable as that energy comes up that silver thread, out through the top of your head, back to that point that's patiently waiting 3 feet above your head. And as your intention and your attention touches that point, imagine that it bursts into light, like a light bulb that's just been turned on. And as you continue to breathe, this energy is channeling up through the top of your head to this point, and this light is shining down all around you. With each breath, this light grows brighter and brighter and brighter. It's illuminating you, the room around you, the space around you. First 3 feet around you, and then 6 feet, and then 9 feet. And it just continues to grow with each breath. And I'll invite you to notice how much ease there is in expanding your light. All you are doing is breathing with intention. Inhaling through the nose. Let's invite the light to go up higher than 3 feet above our heads. That thread goes up, up through the ceiling, up into the sky, up into the clouds, up into the atmosphere, expanding that light all the way up into space. And then notice that that point of light, that edge of that silver thread is now in amongst the stars. Another breath in through your nose. And then hold that energy for a moment in your heart space before you send it up. And invite a connection to all of those roots planted in the earth. Invite them all to join in and connect and intertwine. And then send it all up, up through the top of your head, up through that point 3 feet above, all the way up, up, up into the sky, and then up into the stars. And those little roots are now little twinkling lights. And they start wrapping around all of the stars, connecting, sparking light, reflecting love, reflecting all of the beautiful parts and pieces of you. This is all you. Hundreds, and then thousands, and then hundreds of thousands of stars are now connected to this light, to your heart, Notice now the mirroring of the roots stretched out down deep in the earth, and these little twinkling lights connected to the stars up above you. Notice how it's all the same. It's all you. Bringing your attention softly back down to your heart. I'll invite you to slowly and gently just peel your hands off of your heart so that your palms are facing up, and let them drift down onto your lap. And notice your environment around you now, keeping your eyes closed if they are closed. And notice that everyone on this call is in a similar posture, is connected to themselves and to each other in a similar way. And I'll invite you to imagine that we are all seated or standing in a circle with our palms open, with our little fire lit up in each palm. And I'll invite you to take your right hand and flip it over so that your palm is facing down, and lift it so it's hovering just a little bit in the air. And on the count of 3, we'll imagine taking the hand of each person beside us. So your left hand remains palm up for receiving. Your right hand is now palm down to give and serve. Imagine that there's a person sitting next to you on your left and a person sitting next to you on your right, ready to take your hands. Feel the heat of their palm as it slowly gets closer to yours. And on the count of 3, I'll invite you to feel the contact of that person on either side taking your hand. And I'll invite you to wrap your fingers around the back of their hand and hold their hand. 1, 2, 3. Take their hand. Feel that energy. And then we'll step into the circle, left foot first, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Step in. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And as we breathe, notice that there has been a beautiful blue light shining from each person's heart into the center of the circle. Feel their hand in your hand. Feel their heart shining into the center of the circle. And then I'll invite you to imagine that there's a column of light coming right down into the center of the circle, and our blue light is intermingling with that column of white divine light as all of our dreams, intentions, hopes, desires, all of the shifts and changes that we are calling in on this day unite with that divine light. On the count of 3, I'll invite you to bring your hands back to your heart. 1, 2, 3. Three breaths in and out through the mouth. 1, 2, and 3. If you feel ready, I'll invite you to open your eyes. If you choose to take a few more seconds or minutes, I welcome you to do that. Thank you, everyone, for your willingness to play and explore and be present. This is an intentional space that is fertile and waiting for all of these beautiful manifestations that are to come. And I appreciate you participating in this with me. Anytime I do a meditation like this, it is just whatever comes in. And so all of our energy together co-created what we just did. I don't generally do those by myself. They are done with others. So if anyone chooses to speak into their experience before we start moving, feel free. Are we ready to do some movement? How does everyone feel?
Coming back to earth, I feel like I'm like, oh, that was just lovely. That was delicious. I feel much more grounded and stable and secure and safe after that. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Ria, for sharing. I'm so glad to hear.
Yeah, it was really strong, like the way I could see the mirroring of the connection of the two being roots. That hit me very strong, and sort of, yeah, it was really, yeah, maybe actually a bit of safety, like first time that sense. This type of safe and secure, stable.
Mm-hmm.
Really beautiful. Thank you.
Beautiful. It's interesting how that feeling of safety and security comes in. And I'm curious if when we imagine that we go from having one point of connection to so many different points of contact and connection, both above and below, that supports that feeling. Yeah.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
because you feel you're grounded and you have the stability to everything because it's down and up and it's earth and space. You have both connections.
Mhm.
Beautiful, really powerful. Thank you.
My pleasure. And I just choose to acknowledge that when I opened my eyes, there were a couple of people in the waiting room. And so I apologize for, I was so in it that I didn't open my eyes to check that. And I am both facilitator and coach today. So PK and Joyce and anybody else that came in, it will be on the recording. And I see that you're both voicing that you are sad that you missed it. And I acknowledge that. Yes, and I'm glad that we do have the replay. So let's carry this energy into some movement. I'm going to stand up. I thought I might sit, but now that we've got all this beautiful grounding energy, I choose to stand. So for anybody that chooses to stay seated, you are absolutely welcome. So let's begin by tapping our heels onto the ground. And when I do this, I like to let my arms and my upper body just really shake and move in whatever way they choose. I do this every morning in the shower. to support myself in feeling grounded. Let's shake out our hands. We were seated for quite a while there. And I'll invite you to lean your upper body over and shake your hands here. And actually imagine that you've got like honey on your arms and you can't wipe it off. You've got to shake it off. Just really see if you can get some energy moving in that way. See how it feels to do one and then the other, or both at the same time. Notice if you have like a snap at the end, or if you're just like really just flowing with it so gently. What is your body asking for today? I love individualizing these movements in a way that feels right for each of us. So if I invite you to do something and your signal is, nah, I'm going to do that a different way, I honor and appreciate that in you and your choice to take care of yourself in that way. So let's begin by rubbing our hands together. I often will move my hips in a figure eight. This is very regulating for our nervous system, and I do it all the time. So if you choose to be still, wonderful. If you choose to move your hips in a figure eight, wonderful. So as you rub your hands together, point your ends of your fingers towards the camera. And then we're slowly going to turn our hands so that our left hand is on the bottom, right hand is on the top. And then on an inhale, we're going to draw that right hand all the way up to our shoulder. And then we're going to wrap our right hand fingers around the cap of the shoulder here and twist so that your thumb is coming over the top of your shoulder. Find a nice spot to pin. I like to come into a little bit of a squat, and then we're going to open this arm like a wing as we squat and move our hips and breathe together. We're just going to move this arm around. If you need to readjust your grip on your shoulder, please do so. And just imagine that your whole left arm is a beautiful wing. Our shoulders are where we hold our burdens. And so today we are making space for our blessings. And imagine as you twist this fascia on your shoulder that you are letting go of everything that's ready to go today. Today is an action day, and I choose to let this go now. So let's breathe in and out through the mouth together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat after me. I choose to let this go. I let this go with ease. I make space for my blessings. And here they come. Three breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. 1, 2, and 3. Coming back to center, just slide that right hand to your heart. And then just bring your left hand onto your thigh if you're standing. Tap your fingers on your thigh. And we're going to slowly draw our left hand up the center line of our body, up to meet this hand. And then just bow forward and leave your hands there as you come back up. Bringing the left palm to the right. Let's rub those fingers together, rub those palms together. Reminding ourselves of that fire. And then on an inhale, drawing that left hand up to the shoulder, twisting your thumb over the cap of your shoulder, finding a good spot that feels a little sticky. And then we open this wing And let's breathe in and out through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. I invite you to repeat after me. I let go of all that I'm ready to let go of. I feel it drifting away now. With gratitude and love, I let it all go. And I remember all of my blessings. Coming back up to standing, draw your left hand back over to your heart. Right hand, tapping your fingers on your thigh. Coming up the center line of your body. Up to your heart. Bowing down. Leave your hands there as you bring your body back up. And then I'm just going to invite you to really bring your attention to your palms. And we're just going to open our arms at the same time here. Wide, wide, wide. Stretch your arms back, open your heart. Face towards the ceiling if that feels right for you. And then dive down into your hips. Keep your arms wide. And let's turn from side to side. Notice how it feels to have your palms wide open like this. And just feel all of that old energy that sat upon your shoulders is gone. I choose this. I choose this now. Coming back up to standing. Next, I'll invite you to make some really big figure eights with your arms. I love doing this and just bringing my arms up to one side and then letting them swing with all of their weight through the center. And sometimes I imagine that my arms are in water. Imagine how that would feel. Beautiful, clear, refreshing water. You're making these huge figure eights, and imagine the energy of those figure eights rippling out into this huge body of water. Coming back up to standing, let's shake that out a little bit. Whew, let's walk it in a little bit. Notice how it feels to walk around. I'm in a small space. It depends on the size of space that you're in. If you actually don't have room to walk around, you can just keep doing little figure eights. If you're ever just wanting to move energy and regulate, you can do like tiny figure eights like this. Sometimes I just do this when I'm out in public. I'll just trace tiny figure eights on my body somewhere. Coming back to center. Let's rub our hands together. And bringing your hands into stillness. I'm going to invite you to, with your breath, inhale through your nose. And as you exhale, bring your palms apart and keep your fingertips touching. And then we're going to bring our hands onto our torso here. Kind of making a bit of a triangle around the belly button. Let's move in a figure eight. And I'll invite you to repeat after me. Me, secure. Me, me, secure, me. I remember how secure I am in me. My security increases when I touch my body. I trust me. I trust me. Bringing your right hand right to your belly button. So your palm is facing up towards your face. Your thumb will be out to the right. We're going to press into the belly button. And then we're going to turn that thumb up. So your palm will be turning to the left. Tracing your left hand around to your back, maintaining contact. You can bring your fingers into a little bit of like a pinching claw. And we're going to turn the opposite way. So the front hand in your belly button is turning counterclockwise, and the hand on your low back will be turning clockwise. Finding a spot to pin there, coming into a squat, and let's move and breathe. In and out through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 'In through the nose, out through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 'Repeat after me. I remember how secure I am. This is my security returning. I remember how safe I am. This is my safety returning. Coming back up to standing, I'll invite you to take your left hand first and just press it into your low back. And then your right hand, just soften and press your palm right over your belly button. Tracing your left hand back around the front, joining for a moment over your right hand. Pausing here. Let's bring our left hand all the way up the center line of the body, all the way up, right over the heart, all the way up to the jaw, so gently and tenderly over any space that involves the neck. We're just going to lightly touch the sides of our jaw. So left thumb to the left side of your jaw, and then right middle finger or pointer finger, whatever feels better for you, on the right side. And let's just lift up slightly. And as we do that, bring that right hand up just above the heart. And we're going to pull down slightly. Coming into a squat if that feels supportive. And let's turn from side to side, just gently stretching, moving, noticing any sensations. Let's breathe in and out through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 1, 2, and 3. Coming back to standing. Just soften your hands so that you're barely touching your body. And ever so slowly, I'm going to invite you to move your fingertips to either side of your throat, touching so softly, just with your fingertips, whichever ones naturally come into contact. Just find a position here that feels supportive. If you want to do some figure eights with your hips, you're welcome to. You can bring your elbows up and lean forward a little bit. And notice how your thumbs naturally come up near your ears. So if it feels right for you, you can poke your thumbs into your ears and pull down a little bit. And I'm going to invite you to lean forward and just rock side to side, just move around. And let's breathe together. In and out through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. Notice how it feels to just ever so gently draw your fingertips up towards your jaw. Just moving that fascia slightly up, just so softly. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 1. Coming back to center, I'll invite you to tilt your face up and then down. So we're going front to back now. 2, in through the nose. And 3. Bringing the backs of your hands together. Draw your hands down to your heart. And let's just pause here for a moment. Deep breath in through the mouth and out. Sink those shoulders towards the ground. In and out. In and out. I'll invite you to repeat after me. I hear my truth. I speak my truth. I hear my truth. I speak my truth. I hear my truth. I speak my truth. Bringing your fingertips right along the midline of your heart. Pulling out towards the sides. Plant your palms flat against your chest. Head back, diving into a squat. Let's breathe, opening our hearts and moving from side to side. 1, 2, moving all around in whatever way feels right for you. 3, in through the nose, out through the mouth. 1, 2, and 3. Coming back up to center. Shaking your hands out. Let's walk that in a little bit. Just notice how you feel. Just observing the signals that your body is sending to you. Just noticing how you feel. Okay, we're going to go down to the feet. This will be the last one. readjust, choose to readjust. My tiny assistant and I will be working on our feet. Okay, so for this one, we are going to, you can sit if you choose to, or you can stay standing. What we're gonna do is we're going to actually stand on one foot. I just did this the other day, so Betty, I know you just did this and a couple others. It's so good though, I choose to do it again. So we're gonna take our right foot and we're gonna stand on top of our left foot, right up near the crease. You guys see me well enough? I believe you can. And then we're gonna slide this foot down towards our toes. Actually, I'll spotlight myself. Might just make it a little easier. So right foot on top, and I'm just gonna slide this fascia down towards my toes. It should burn, that's totally okay. And then we're gonna pin and hold there, wiggling the toes on that bottom foot a little bit. And we're gonna twist this top foot. You can readjust as you need to. We're gonna twist our heel out. And that's really gonna pin and move that fascia. So my knee is actually pointed in this way. I know it's hard to see in the framing. If you choose to, you can squat down more and kind of turn your head to the right. Sometimes I squat to the point where I can put my hands on the ground. You're more than welcome to do this with something behind your bum or at your side. You can even do it seated really easily. So you could choose to do it seated on the ground. It would just look like this, and you can even use your hands then to support yourself. You can also do it with your fingers. So if you find that using your foot isn't supportive, I can actually do this with my hand as well. So I'll do this adaptation. Anyone who's using their foot, continue with that. And we're going to breathe together. So anytime we reach that point where we've pinned, we're now going to turn the head in another direction. And let's breathe in and out through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Bring awareness to your belly button. Are you pulling it in towards your spine? Let's add that. And also just a little bit of a lift of the pelvic floor. Let's increase our zones here of contraction. In through the nose. 2, 3. And I'll invite you to repeat after me. Everything I'm ready to let go of, I put down and I walk. I put this down and I walk. All that I'm ready to put down right now, I set it down right now and I walk. Letting that go. If you were standing, just move your feet around a little bit. Notice any red spots, any white spots. You can kind of move your toes around a little bit. Take a couple steps, walk it in. How does this feel? Do you notice a difference between one foot and the other? I always feel like my foot has widened whenever I do this. I love working on the feet. Okay, let's go to the other one. So left foot now comes on top of the right foot, right up near the ankle. We're going to stretch down towards the toes and turn that heel out to twist that fascia on top of the right foot. Wiggle your right toes a little bit, twist even more. You can bend down if you choose to. Head to the left, belly button into spine. Just a little lift in the pelvic floor. And let's breathe in and out through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I've got all sorts of things releasing in my intestines. This is cool. I can hear all these bubbles. There must be meridians there. I'll look that up after. Okay, coming off. Let's look at the top of the feet, get that visual cue, and then let's walk it in. So as you're walking that in and noticing what you feel, I choose to clarify. Yeah, so stomach meridian runs right on the top of the foot. And liver as well, although it's a little bit more to the outside. Stomach runs right down the center. Felt that for sure. I'll hold up this card for anyone who's interested. So see that stomach meridian coming right down to that toe. Actually, I choose to also look at where are my large and small intestine. Short a card. Oh no, yeah, those are on the arm. Okay. How's everyone feeling? Yeah, I'm so hot too, Ria. I don't usually get hot. I'm feeling it today. Woo! Yeah. Okay.
It's so cool because that's the move that I really wanted to do today, and it's
Ah,
here.
there we go. I heard you. I was gonna do something else, and then I kept on getting a signal for that, and I was like, I just did that the other day, but it was a different class. So there we go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for sending the signal. Okay, so let's just close with a little head to heart. Rubbing our hands together. I'm going to invite you to bring your palms, or they're already touching, but bring your palms so that your hands are facing in the opposite direction. And then we're going to slide our fingers up our arms in this really beautiful intentional hug. Over to the heart. Right hand goes first, left hand on top. And then on an inhale through the mouth, draw your left elbow up towards the ceiling. Next inhale, trace your fingers up the side of your neck and your head, all the way up to the top of your head. We're going to plant that hand really firmly on top of the head. And I'll invite you to just press down a little bit with that left hand, and at the same time, meet that pressure with a lift all the way up through your spine, all the way up from those little roots that are still wrapped around the center of the earth, and then all the way up through the top of your head. And imagine all of those little sparkly lights connected to the stars. Let's reconnect with that energy. And let's breathe in and out through the mouth, right into the heart space. 1. Really softening both hands now. 2. Naturally feeling the weight of your arms. 3. Three breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. 1. 2. And 3. Slowly and with loving intention, I'll invite you to take your right hand and slide it up your neck, up the side of your face. Go and meet your left hand with your right hand. And imagine that your left hand is actually taking your right hand into its loving embrace and floating it off the top of your head. Bring it down in front of your heart, almost like your right hand is holding a tiny baby. And just let your left hand relax. Let your whole left arm relax. Let it be held by your right hand. And just bring that hand to your heart and just softly press and hold. Again, as if you're holding a baby or a small animal or a love letter. Just hold it so tenderly to your heart. And let your whole left arm relax and be held in the embrace of your right hand. And I'll invite you to repeat after me. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. I love you. I'm ready to receive. Deep breath in through the nose. And bring that breath down into your heart space. And as you exhale, that expansive energy from your heart just floats both of your hands right off of your heart and softly down to your sides. When you feel ready, you can adjust anything that you choose to come into a seated or comfortable position. If you choose to stay standing and keep moving around, if you got some big energy going on, you're welcome to do that too. I love and honor all of your choices. Thank you everyone for moving today and playing in this with me. This has been a lot of fun and I would love to hear how everyone's doing, anything that you'd like to share. We've got some time to chat and connect.
I feel energized and calm in the same time. It's this, ooh.
I love that.
And when you said your intestines were working, I had to burp on the same moment. It was
Did
like,
you?
oh,
Perfect.
okay.
Yeah. We were definitely releasing things.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that.
Also heat, like with Ria, we were just
Yeah.
air was so hot.
Yeah, I felt
Really
that too. Was
releasing.
anybody else feeling hot? Or were Betty and Ria and I holding that part down? Adira, you were hot too? Yeah. Yeah, lots
Yeah.
of energy. Lots of energy moving. I felt that today for sure. Yeah, I love
Yeah, I
that.
was sitting in the sun for the first meditation part, and I started to feel the heat then, and I thought it was the sun. But then I moved to my front porch where it's shady, and it just keeps rising, even though there's like a little cool breeze. I'm like, woo, here it comes. But it feels like a very grounding, like I just said in the comments, a stimulating bubble bath is kind of the sensation, you know, it's like, oh, you're hot and warm, but you feel the little tingles of the bubbles popping.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. So interesting, hey? There's something about that combined feeling of like energized, but also calm. I love those two together because I feel that it's a combination of that groundedness and then the expansion and the opening and the almost like that omnipresence that starts to awaken, that we start to remember within us. Irene, I love your little assistant there. So
It's
cute.
definitely a place I would love to revisit and really like anchor into my body as a place to come back to and feel anytime I want. So
Mhm.
that's my intention for today is to invite this feeling, to come and visit me anytime.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Well, and what if this is our natural state of being and we can just choose to bring a little bit of awareness here and then it just opens the door. Yeah, I choose that for sure.
And I love the fire. I had a conversation with Kevin, who's the guitar player here in New York, who connected with the Human Garage people. And we were talking about fire and letting the fire burn away all that we want to release, but at the same time, ignite in us the fire to ignite other people's fire and share, this universal feeling.
Beautiful. Yeah.
So the fire in our hands, I was like, oh, here we go again. Right on it, Kyla. I got you, girl.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Isn't it amazing when we start to bring attention and awareness to our palms? Like there are just so many beautiful, magical things waiting to be acknowledged. It's already right there in the palm of our hands. Yeah. Yeah. I love that. And I mean, picturing having a conversation with a musician, I can imagine that that fire is like alive when they're playing music and how that expands and ripples out into the people around.
I would love to share. He sent me a couple pieces that he wrote, and they were one was just so exciting. And I played it, and my son and I had like a dance party, and I wanted to get my LED poi balls and start, dancing kind of a reggae upbeat, and then I was like, cool. And then the second one was just very soothing and emotional and about processing the feelings of somebody betraying your trust and how to breathe into that and not ask for people to sympathize with you, just to bring it into awareness, just the presence there.
Yep.
You're not asking for any sympathy. It's just what is, and to allow it be.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it just is like, this is a great like dynamic. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, music is so, so powerful and so potent. Yeah, the messaging of when it all comes together in like a beautiful package. I mean, I listen to music all day, all the time. Yeah. So I would love to hear some of it if he's open to sharing. Yeah, that would
I'm
be
doing everything not to fall asleep through the entire track. Every time you would count, 1, 2, 3, I think I was just gonna fall asleep.
yeah. Maybe you were just like snuggling, having a cute little nap in the center of the circle, which is totally perfect. That's part of it.
Kidding, I could use that. I think I will be having a nap after.
Mhm.
My hands are still warm,
Yeah, beautiful.
and I'm just wanting to fall asleep because I'm tired. I went to bed like after 1 last night. So
Yes. Yeah, it's great to see you on the call, Nadira. I wasn't sure if you would be traveling today from Vancouver or
yeah, I choose to be here. I could have had a nap, but I choose to be here. Our flight was canceled several times.
yeah.
Yeah, and it started in the morning. My return flight was canceled, so I had to quickly book a flight to come back on Sunday.
Yeah.
WestJet wanted to, they canceled their flight and was putting it on Tuesday, and I was like, I can't stay until Tuesday, so I had to pay a lot of money to just get back on Sunday. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it was a very good experience. And the surprise I had, which I thought you were going to be there,
Right.
Was my daughter came with me.
Oh, Nadira. Wow, that's amazing.
No, I had no expectations from her. I
Yeah.
just, would you like to come? And it was kind of a last minute. And when she said yes, I was like so surprised that I almost didn't want to jinx it.
Aw,
So yeah, she came and we had a great time.
that's
Um,
great.
some good discussions. She's not all into this yet, but um, I kind of learned a lot from her this weekend because we had a quite a serious conversation. So um, at the end of it, it was me having to change my beliefs and how I kind of see her.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing, Nadira. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, it was good to be there.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow, that's amazing. I love that she said yes and she was willing to just go and try this thing and spend time with you.
Yeah,
Huge. Yeah,
yeah,
that's a huge opening for connection.
yeah. And I just let it be, whatever comes from it.
Yep. Yep. That sounds amazing. Beautiful. I really acknowledge you for that, for just being open and letting it flow. And yeah.
And it was it was a, a bold move, I guess, for me to say yes, I am going.
Yeah.
Knowing I had to I had to get help, right, like right from the gate, from the door all the way to the gate and all through the whole process. And Karen, that was really good.
Oh, that's great. Yep. I'm glad to hear that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you enjoyed being at the event?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And I was able to give Aisha a hug.
Awesome.
Yeah, everything was like normal, it's like if you knew these people, but yet it was like I can't explain. It was just like, they were not new, but they were new.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. It's such an interesting phenomenon, isn't it? I,
yeah,
I, I believe maybe like half of the people on the call have been to an event or met with other Human Garage people in person. Am I about right on that guess? Yeah. So maybe about half of us. And
mhm,
we talk about this sometimes. It's like there's something about the fact that we sync up all the time. Everybody's doing fascial maneuvers. We're all on somewhat parallel paths of um, personal growth and healing. And everybody that comes here is taking responsibility for their own health and healing. And so when we come together in person, it's just like you said, Nadira. It's like, oh, I know these people. And I believe that it's really like, oh, my energy knows this energy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's like home, it's like connection. It's just such a beautiful thing. And you know, I'm not a super extroverted person. But when I'm around people that have like-minded energy, I'm very extroverted because those are my people. So in this
Yeah.
community, I'm quite extroverted. And um, every time that I've seen people in person from this community, I feel like these are souls that I've known for a really, really long time. And it
Yeah.
always is so welcoming. There's a mirroring that happens. It's like, oh, I feel this connection with you. There's always so much joy and laughter and play, and also just a willingness to be really open and vulnerable that happens in this community that I believe also allows us to feel seen and known and held in love. And so I'm so glad that you felt that, Nadira, at the Vancouver event.
Mhm.
Yes, I know I wasn't there. Nadira sent me a message. She's like, I thought you were going to be here. My intent originally was to go, and then my intuitive signal was to stay home and focus on my family. And so that was my choice. But I sure was feeling it. I was on a Zoom call with a bunch of people the day before, and I was like, "Oh, you're all together. All my friends are together."
Yeah, yeah. I was able to meet Julie and Lee
Yes, yes. And
and
Katrina, you saw, yeah.
and Katrina and Barb.
Mhm.
Mm,
Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of the coaches in this community were there. So from
that's-
this call specifically, Lea and Julie were both there, which was awesome, they're both traveling, which is why they're not on the call today.
yes, yes. Yeah, there were a lot of delays. So, and
Yeah.
Sandra and Owen.
Yes, Owen.
Yeah,
Yeah, so great.
yeah.
Did you meet
They're
Carrie?
not strangers, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I did meet Gary and Cynthia, and I had an opportunity for him to speak to him and work on me. But the lines were, you know, of course, so long, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
fantastic.
it was good. It was good.
That's so great. Yeah. Well, and so now coming back and being on one of our Zoom calls with the community, what would you share? Has anything changed in your perception about how you interact with the community? You know, what it's like to be on these Zoom calls? Anything for anybody who has yet to meet others in person? Any thoughts or reflections that you've had?
I would say, you know, if you have an opportunity, you know, go and experience it. Um, because when you're with all these people on a Zoom call and then you meet them in person, it's like they're not strangers, you know, it's like, you know, these people you see, and it brings a lot of joy to your heart, and you get a lot of hugs and kisses, and it's just you know, even with my limited walking ability, you know, not being able to get around and do all the things that other people are able to do, it still was you know, I'm glad that I took the initiative to go in spite of my situation, you
Yeah,
know.
you're
So,
very motivated.
and I think uh I feel like if I can do it, I mean, my flight was just a 1 hour flight, you know, only flying time. You have all the other issues of going through customs. But I feel like if I can do it and you have the intention of I'm going to do this and everything is going to work out, it will, you know. My
Yeah.
daughter, she was kind of like pretty fearful for me because she's very kind of protective, you know. She didn't want me to go alone. And that's why she said, you know, she was going to come along. And I said to her, you know what? If you didn't come, I was still going to go because I am trusting that the world is going to be kind to me.
Hmm. Yes.
And,
Beautiful. I love that.
and everything is going to work out because I think sometimes when you show, you know, like fear and anxiety, and it, I mean, I felt pretty calm, and I think it is because of this practice that we do of just being calm and not worrying about everything and breathing.
Yeah.
I felt it was the best traveling time I think I had. You know how sometimes when you travel and you have like all the stress in your shoulders and you're tight and you know the waiting, and I didn't have any of those.
Hey, I
I
love hearing that. Wow.
I didn't have any of those, even though like I had all this neuropathic pain, you know, my feet burning and all of that stuff. I was just like, you know what? It I trust it's going to work out. But
Beautiful.
yeah.
Well, and that's the power of our perception, right? What we choose to focus on. And I know from getting to know you a little bit that you held that experience as a high value experience for you. And so whatever the story, whatever the discomfort, whatever the narrative was to get you there, that didn't matter, really. You weren't focused on that. You were like, I'm going to get there. You said from the beginning, I'm going. I'm going, I'm going, I'm going. You were clear on that from the get-go. And I believe that you held the value of the experience as your focus and you put your energy and your attention on that. And so you had a really smooth experience in getting there because the things that might have come up, you just let them fall away, fall away, fall away. That's my perception.
And from 3 o'clock in the morning
Mhm.
on Saturday morning when I woke up, I thought, I'm going to check my email. And I did. And they said, oh, the flight has been canceled. It's now on to Tuesday. And I was like, okay, well, we can figure this out.
Yeah,
But
beautiful.
what do you want to do? And I said, well, Rachel is going. I can't not go now, and just let her go alone. So while I got ready, I said to him, can you go and look for a flight for me to come home on Sunday? And we did. And yeah, we figured it out.
That's so awesome. Flexible and adaptable.
Yeah, everything is figure outable.
Everything is figure outable. That sounds like something Owen would say. Thanks for sharing, Nadira. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Would
I
any-
see Myra raised her hand in the comments.
Perfect. Thanks for mentioning. Yeah, did you want to share something?
Me or oh, sorry.
Oh, I thought that
Roger?
Myra, is she still on here? I choose to check under participants. Yeah, you are still on here. Would you like to share something?
I think she's trying to unmute.
Yeah, I know it takes like 5 minutes on a phone. I can invite you to unmute. We'll see if that helps. Can you see it?
Yes,
Oh, yeah, there you go.
perfect. Thank you. I don't know, but my lamp was flickering all along when we were doing the synchronizations, breathing, and as soon as we touched our heart, it blacked out, and then when we let go, or at least when I let go, it was like on again.
Ooh,
So it's been this one.
beautiful.
And now it's working. In the beginning, I thought it was like, yeah, that it was going to die. To
Right.
change the, yeah, but it's working.
I love that. Wow.
So it's some energy in here, yes. And I
Yeah.
was really tired and stressful this whole day.
Yeah.
I've also been traveling and then fast straight away to work. And I wasn't sure that I was gonna manage today's to get here today, and I was almost falling asleep in the couch.
Mhm.
And I was like, no, I have to go, I have to do this, and now I'm full of energy. So thank you.
Now you're ready to stay up all night.
Yes, but I shall. No. Yeah, that was all I had to say.
Oh, thank you for sharing. And I'm curious, was there any sort of signal beyond I have to make the class today? Like was there a reason that you felt like it was meant for you today?
I had this pain above my elbow
Mhm.
that just came after the train ride. I don't know where it came from. And also, I don't know. I feel like I really want to do these Mondays,
Yeah.
but life is hectic when you have 3 kids around. Bedtime, it's because this class is for bedtime.
Mhm.
It's 8 o'clock in Sweden.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh. Well, I'm so glad that you made the call.
Thank you.
Really, really wonderful to have you on. And I love that that your environment is mirroring to you, that the light's flickering and yeah, playing with you. Yeah. Letting you know as your energy expands and changes and moves and shifts and all those pieces. Yeah,
Yeah,
really
I'm
beautiful.
getting used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had a lot of
Get,
experiences like that lately?
it's getting more and more, yes, more often, yes.
Ah, okay. And what is your sense
Around.
of what that is?
I don't know. I think it's because I'm starting to get more aware. I did a Reiki course, Reiki healing,
Yeah.
last autumn, and I've been practicing a lot. And now cool. So when I'm doing these classes, I have these background sounds from the family. So I zoom out and then I zoom in, and I feel like I can really zoom in and um, tap into where you are at the present, where, yeah, with all the roots and all the, yeah,
Mhm.
I tap in very fast, so I'm
Yep.
just like on and off,
Yeah.
which I don't want to do. I want to be in this moment the whole time, but yeah, so it's working.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I love that you're
Mm.
so adaptive, right? And you're able to, yeah, it's that omni awareness.
It's a new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you for sharing.
thank you.
Mhm. PK?
Hi, thank you so much. I really loved that what you said about my security increases when I touch my body.
Mm.
And I think like that's really what has landed on me with Human Garage is just how much resistance is conditioned into us to touch our own bodies and just try things like um we think we have to do it right or we don't do it at all, and like a lot of it is experimentation.
Mhm.
The foot, I can't believe how much, tension is in there, like, it was really painful, so that was really good to work through,
Awesome.
and, yeah, I had a really, really big cry yesterday, like 30 Kleenexes,
Mhm.
and it was good, like, something I had my own kind of moon landing yesterday, something really landed between my heart and my mind about really what my journey is about, and I'm a writer, so words, like until the word lands, I feel like I'm orbiting, and so for me yesterday, the word was authority.
Mm.
Like, people talk about power, personal power, reconnecting with self. They're all great, but for me, it was like, no, that's really what was either robbed or just not encouraged
Mhm.
and it benefited a lot of people, and I don't know, it just gave me this like real inner compass.
Mhm.
Could be like, this is, I'm bringing in serious joy stuff right now, but like this is kind of the direction, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Oh, that's fascinating. So related as well to the serious joy stuff, have you explored also the word sovereignty?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they all like have a flavor to
Mhm.
them. I think authority for me though is, I don't know, for now anyways.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And is it like authority over your own body,
Yeah.
your own choices? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's not I think that's maybe why I resisted it, because we have such associations. It's totally just about my own authority. But I think it's interesting as a writer, it has the word author in it, and
Thinking that,
I don't
yeah.
know, there's like something about it that I think I actually feel I want to bring it up more in spaces, especially with women, because I think we do kind of skirt around it and we're afraid of using that word.
Yeah, isn't that fascinating?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. I also like to piece words of, take them apart, and I noticed right away author is in it. And so for me, it softens the whole concept of it. Also because authority has always been externalized. But when you're bringing it inside, when you look at the piece that says I'm the author of me, it changes it completely from my perception.
Oh, I love that. Thank you.
Mm.
Yeah, you give me more food for thought.
Yeah,
It's
beautiful.
usually externalized.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of writing do you do? I'm so curious.
It's kind of like, I don't know, from the depths of darkness, and then sometimes comedy. My Mercury's in Scorpio, so I like sobbing tears is my is we're really I really think that, and I really think that's almost my gift. Like some people's gift is comedy, and I think my gift is to make people cry. And I think it's just as important through my writing. So it's poetry and just kind of spoken word stuff. And I'm sharing it in safe spaces right now, but I am a filmmaker by trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like quite the gift to the people that you're sharing it with.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you. And it's interesting to write from the body too, like instead of the mind. That's a totally different experience.
Yes. I love that. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Christina?
Yeah, it was actually connected to before we were talking about connecting with others within Human Garage, and I wanted to share like that experience because the person that I first connected with is on this call. It's Anna.
Ah,
Here. We met up. She's not in Stockholm, but we met up in Stockholm when she was here on a conference.
yeah.
And it's always, I mean, meeting up, it's just different, so beautiful. It was just amazing that you wanted to do that. That was like so cool. Um, but apart from that, I also met like the whole team and the event in Ireland and in Sweden, which is a very strong experience.
Yeah.
But also part of that, I wanted to say, like when I was in the event in Sweden, I got to know other Swedes that were there at the hands-on workshop, which is like before the event.
Mhm.
So actually today, this morning, I met a new person, but she lives in Stockholm for the first time to do together some partner maneuvers, which
Ah,
I've been really longing for to do more, as it's like so exciting to do those and have no one to do it with.
Yeah.
So it was the first time, and it was a really beautiful meeting together. We talked, and it was nice. And let's see what we can build from that. So I mean, that part of partner maneuvers is really hard to do on your own. So that's
Yeah.
why meeting up also is so special. And I also really long for the November event that you're going to have for
Yeah.
that too, because I'm going to the one in Mexico that you're arranging, the 8-day one.
Yes. Yeah. That'll be partner maneuvers all day, pretty much. Yeah.
Yay!
It is so much fun, isn't it? To explore this practice with ourselves, going back to the whole piece that PK just spoke into about, feeling that safety and security when we touch our own body. Gosh, is that ever fundamental? And it's something that gets skipped over all the time. And I feel like one of the things that we value so much in this community, and even to a greater degree at the inflow retreats that we're running, is that concept. I come from a history of not feeling safe in my body. Lee has a similar one. And so when we're talking about partner maneuvers as well, there's not an assumption that you can touch my body by any stretch, just because we both learn how to do partner maneuvers. I'm very much interested in the concept of being intentional in that practice and having that same concept brought in of I'm secure touching my body and I'm secure in having someone else touch my body because I'm a yes to that in this moment. One of the things that came up for me when I went to Cancun was, okay, am I going to be able to advocate for myself in that moment when there's an assumption that we're all just going to work on each other. Everybody here, they're all coaches. We're going to be grouped into 3s or 4s. And it's just like, okay, you're next. We're all working on each other. And so we're grouped up. I'm with 3 other people who I know. And I really chose to bring awareness to this whole concept that my mind saying, yep, you can touch me, is different than my body feeling secure and safe in that. Doesn't matter. My body doesn't care that I know these people, or that they were all women, or that they were whatever the narrative is. And so in that moment, I chose to bring the group together. So the 4 of us stood there shoulder to shoulder as everybody else was already on the mats working. And I just said, I choose to just take a moment here. And so we breathed together. We did a head to heart coherence. and repeated some affirmations that just came through me in that moment around, thank you for co-creating in my healing. I give you permission to support me in supporting my body. A few things, whatever it was that I said in that moment, I don't totally remember. But I looked right into the eyes of the person standing across from me, and then the other two women were looking at each other, and my body just melted into that container because I just took a couple minutes to honor my body and to ensure that I felt ready to have people, to have 3 people at once touching my body. That can be overstimulating for some of us, right? So from 3 different angles, I'm having people touch me, and it was amazing. And so that's part of what I choose to bring into the retreats. And that's something that I choose to speak into in this beautiful community where everybody's excited to co-create together. And there's already so much like, oh, okay, try this, like grab my arm and twist it and pull down, and I'm going to turn my head away and breathe. And oh yeah, did you feel that? Yeah, I can feel that moving. All of that part is so exciting, and we love that, right? And because we're doing the maneuvers ourselves, we have a sense of what the other person is doing for us, with us, in that co-creation of our healing. And I love this opportunity to look at it from all these different angles and to support ourselves on all these different levels. And it's like, okay, let's bring this in for our retreat. Let's bring this in, let's bring this in, and let's just weave it all together in a way that just continues to up level the experience for ourselves and for everybody that joins in. So Christina, I'm so excited that you're coming to the retreat. It's going to be so much fun. We're just like, we're thrilled. And yeah, and for anybody who is doing partner maneuvers, I just encourage you to play in that concept and just even like, just take a second. So if you're like, oh, okay, I got to go to this meetup, just take a second and just check in and be like, okay, body, are we a yes for this right now? Does this feel supportive and good? And if it feels right for you, maybe even do a little visualization with the person that you're paired up with and be like, hey, let's just take a second and let's just do a head to heart and like sync up our 2 energies before we just start, releasing all these things with and for each other. Yeah.
Yeah, just last comment, because I mean, I thought that we were met today. Sydney is her name. We're going to start like quite right away with the movement, sort of in a way.
Yeah.
But we ended up like, harmonizing the energy for like an hour before we started to sync up and sort of, because it was just feeling natural to be in the same space and share and just, and we're standing up both all the time too. It was, so
Yeah.
we really like smooth into it. Yeah, I can really hear what you're saying now. I didn't think about it before, but.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you naturally were doing that. Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were doing that. Beautiful. Oh, thank you for sharing, Christina. Yeah, I love that. Joyce?
There we go.
Hi.
I just wanted to speak into what you were sharing because I have, that felt good for me, and you saying to ask the permission, because for me, just even thinking about doing, partnering ones just freaks me out. And, I'm just really getting into just touching my own body in these maneuvers and feeling into that. And so, that felt very comforting to me to know that, that's available when and if I ever get to the point where I'm ready for that. One of my friends that introduced me into Human Garage, she's gone on many of the events and actually went to, I think it was Vancouver, for the training or certification or something for the partner ones.
Yeah.
So she's telling me all about it, and my body's just going like, and I watch him on TV, like I watch him on, not TV, but on the social media and stuff. And I'm just like, wow. And some of the stuff, like I've seen some of these people do, looks painful. Like and maybe because that's part of it too. Like I have a lot of back and neck issues, and I'm just like, I'm so afraid, like, because I've had bad chiropractor experiences. I had a bad physical therapy experience. Yeah. And I think that's just it's in my energy or my genes or something that I just need to like get rid of, but that felt good to hear you say that. And I always do feel, Kyla, that the movements that you do for me, like, I appreciate it so much because it does feel so loving. It feels very self-loving to me. And that's new practice for me to do that.
Yeah.
And so I just want to say appreciate you for that. And yeah, so I've been feeling a lot. I've been feeling a lot of, I listened to Serious Joy, someone else mentioned that, and
yeah,
the self-love journey thing that they're going through. And I've just been feeling a lot of like not knowing where I belong. I don't know if anybody else has been feeling that, or feeling like I don't belong here anymore. This is not for me anymore. I want to go over here now, you know, like,
yes,
so I've been kind of going back and forth with like pulling myself out of something for a while to feel like, let's see where my heart is. Like, am I missing that? Or am I just saying, no, I'm good. I don't need to go back there.
wow, Joyce. Yes, yeah, you're right on track. Like, this is the energy that we're in. People are clarifying what is for them, and a lot of people are making major changes right now. People are changing jobs, people are leaving, moving to a different country. Like,
Yeah.
big changes are finally crystallizing for people, and they're like, yes, now is the time. And so I love that you're feeling into, does this thing still fit? Is this for me? Is this part of my path moving forward? That's what I'm hearing in what you're sharing.
Yeah, because I'm having a shift in my job and my work, and I'm been a people pleaser. So that's hard for me sometimes, especially when it comes to like work situations or family situations or whatever, because it's, my thing is like, I don't want to hurt their feelings, you know, or I don't want to, you know, like I want to be like, I'm trying to learn to let go of not being responsible for their shit. Like, you know, like, oh, but if I leave, this is what's going to happen to them. You know, things are going to implode and it's going to, you know, and not that I'm patting myself on the back just because I know where they're at. And I know that they're not in the position to take on somebody for the value that I was giving them and the value that they were paying me. So, you know, it's like that's the piece that's hard.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you develop relationships with people in your work, even though you work for them, you know, and that's hard.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what
Joyce, I've got
and
some.
I got back issues. Oh, my back went out 10 days ago. I mean, I bent over and I could not straighten up for like 5 days. I was bent over. I mean, just like the hunchback, you know. And so I've been trying to work through that. And I'm really proud of myself because the old me would have called the doctor and they would have gotten like, you know, muscle relaxers and, you know, they would have thrown all this stuff in, come get an x-ray, do this or do that. And I was like, no, I'm going to do it the human garage way. And so I upped my power curve and I just kept trying so hard to just do some of the maneuvers and movements, even though there were nights that it was pretty painful. Like I'm getting emotion just thinking about how painful it was and crying at night, going to bed and just saying, if I have to continue to live like this, I don't even want to live anymore. I mean, that's how painful it was in your mind, you know, like I don't even want to go on. But that's how painful it was. But
Where back, Joyce? Where in
it
your
was
back?
it was my lower back. My lower back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
often that can represent feeling supported in the world.
Yeah, I know that. I got the big Louise Hay. So
Right?
yeah, I haven't felt supported in a long time. I've been the supporter for a
Yeah.
long time.
Well, and just to tie it into what you shared just before about being the people pleaser, it's really interesting because for me, the signal that I'm hearing in what you're sharing is about supporting yourself in trusting what's true for you. And there was a phrase that dropped in while you were sharing, and I choose to have it come back. I choose what's best for me, and I trust that it's for the best and highest of everyone involved.
Mm,
So you choosing you does not cost anyone else anything.
mm,
It actually serves everyone, is the signal that
Hmm.
we get.
yeah, I love that. And just when you said that, I was like, yep, it probably is best for them too. You know, both, yeah.
And so sometimes it's up to us to be the leader and make that choice, even when other people don't necessarily see it yet.
Mhm.
And when you make those choices and support you, I'm curious if your back starts to feel better.
Hmm. Well, I did have a release in my neck because I had let go of the job situation and told her, and you know, I'm still working for him, like phasing out. And but then the back kicked in right after that. So,
Yeah.
and I think that was more just the weight of now, it was kind of this weight of, oh God, now what am I going to do? You know, that kind of was coming in then, the
Yeah.
fear, you
Yeah.
know, letting it go and then trying to figure it out. I got to figure this out. Like I had to figure this out. What am I going to do? You know, that thought. So
Yeah. What's your sun sign and degree, Joyce?
I am a 24-degree Pisces sun and 11-degree Capricorn rising and a Scorpion moon 18 degrees.
Right. So your Capricorn wants to know what's coming and what's going on and how it's all going to work out. Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. So interesting. Hey, the void is such an interesting place to be. And when we're able to get comfortable with it, I'm just amazed at the things that can show up.
Yeah.
So I'll
It's
invite
interesting. Feel the excitement of it. Like I feel the excitement of the new thing that is
Yeah.
coming. But
Yeah.
there's like a mixture of that excitement and like fear, which you kind of is the same feeling, I guess, in our bodies. But so that part's good. And I am in some other things. Some other things are starting to go for me, but they're not like things that are going to bring the money right away, which is probably where it's back to that finances and money and how am I going to pay the bills and, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, another one just dropped in. Joyce, see how this lands. The longer
Okay.
it takes, the better it's going to be.
Oh, 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 oh. Okay.
And that's in a container of love and support. So you will never be without.
Yeah.
The longer it takes, the better it's going to be. It just keeps repeating for me. What does that bring up when you hear that?
It, I felt that it felt good, but then my body immediately went into that, but who's going to be there to help me? Who's going to support me?
Yeah.
Who's going to, you know, I've had to do it for so long by myself. I'm just tired.
Yeah. Yeah. So notice how that immediately brings up some emotion that's right there, some tenderness that comes in pretty quickly when you think about supporting yourself or having to, it's kind of this energy of like, I gotta figure it out, I gotta make it work. And that energy of the longer it takes, the better it's going to be, is just about an invitation to feel held and supported, is the signal that I'm getting. If it takes a little while for all the pieces to drop into place and show up, I feel like you are held that entire time. In love, you're supported, everything that you need is there for you. So it's not like a sitting in lack, it's a sitting in love. And that's actually, in my perception, what the void is. It's that there's the unknown that makes it so scary and uncomfortable for us because we start to pull narratives around us when actually we're just in this like beautiful container without any light that's full of love and possibility. And so when we can soften into that container, then just like countless, numerous, abundant things start to flood in towards us. But there's no light, so we can't see them coming in. We can feel them. If we're able to be open and pause, we can feel them. They're being like magnetized in towards us. More possibilities than we could ever imagine. They're moving towards us all the time. That's my belief.
Hmm. I feel that.
And
I
just
feel that, but I feel it, but the mind is still not getting in sync.
yep. And I mean, that makes so much sense. I'm a Capricorn rising too. And my mind thinks that it has to save me and protect me. And I imagine that yours might be similar. And so I would suggest just wrapping all of those thoughts of your mind in love and just remind yourself, thank you, I love you. I know you're trying to protect me. And just come back into your heart. We're safe, we're secure, we're supported. Thank you, mind. Thank you for racing. Thank you for sending me all of these possibilities. Thank you for trying to figure this out. We're safe. We're safe right now. Yeah. Because it's a lot for our mind to try and find solutions and answers constantly. Yeah. Thanks, Joyce. Yeah. Thank you. Any final thoughts from anybody? Anyone else choose to share anything?
I put in the comments, I've had hummingbirds surrounding me in the butterfly bushes around my house. And they are messengers of joy, good luck, love, beauty, and wonder. They can also be healers and represent fire.
Love it.
Yes. And the thunder, it's starting here and it's just so beautiful. And Kevin said that I can share his music, so I will share it in the class in the HG, like under the today's class.
Awesome.
With
That
you
would
all.
be great. Yeah, I'd appreciate that. Wow, I just love the synchronicity. Isn't it great?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for speaking into that. I'm just getting caught up on the other messages here. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you everyone for everything that you've shared in the comments as well. And yeah, what an amazing call. Wow, 2 hours flies by, doesn't it? I appreciate everyone for coming on and sharing. Whether you spoke today or not, your energy was very much a part of what was co-created here, both in the meditation, the movement, and the discussion that followed. It feels potent with love and possibility and expansion. And I just acknowledge each of you for being a part of this. I find that I tend to be a mirror. And so whatever I share and whatever I offer is a reflection of the people that I'm co-creating with in the moment. And so what happened here today is all of us together. So thank you. I wish you all a beautiful day. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Reach out anytime. And I hope that you all have an expansive blue, what is it? Super blue moon, super blue full moon. Gosh, there's so many words on this one. Super blue full moon in Aquarius. All the things on this 27-degree fire day. So take that fire out into the world, shine your light. We'll see you soon.
Love you guys. Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.